Hi, welcome to this third video on an introduction to Blender, how to make a snowman. In this video, what we're going to look at is how to smooth out and add texture to our snowman. So in the last two videos, we've built a snowman so far, and we have managed to color it in. But if we zoom in on our snowman, you're going to see that the snowballs themselves, are pretty round, but also look like they're made up of wire almost, like these lots of little squares. And it doesn't make it look particularly attractive, okay? It's almost got like a waffle effect to it. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to smooth all that out, and then also because it's a perfectly round circle, you wouldn't have that in real life. So to try and achieve a bit more realism, we're going to start to just add in some disfiguration, some textures in order just to make it look a bit more like you'd made it in the park. So to start off with, nice and easy, I'm going to get rid of this square waffle effect, and that's simply achieved by right-clicking on your object, and you have these options, and the first one is Shade Smooth. When I go to Shade Smooth, you can see that it almost disappears all of uh, the squared effect. So Shade Smooth on each one of these, and it will make it look just that bit neater. Okay, so I've done that in the first instance. However, it now, as it's zoom around, it looks like it's too perfect. So what I need to be doing is I need to be adding some texture in to make it look and some so disfiguration just to make it look that little bit more realistic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to uh, go to in the top left hand corner. I'm going to go to where it says objects mode, and I'm going to choose sculpt mode. Okay, and then I'm going to scroll down here. I've got all these new tools down the left hand side here. I've got loads of them to choose from. Okay, and the one that I'm going to look for is this one here that says grab, or the shortcut is simply G on your keyboard. And I can click on that, and what I'm going to be able to do is uh, to click anywhere on here within this circle, and it will move the points. So those square points you saw before, that's like the plotted points of your sphere. Okay, and we're going to be able to move them back and forth. Now for this, just in terms of the view, in the top right hand corner, I'm just going to remove the material view and go back to normal viewport shading by clicking on that one there. It's like a full moon. And just zoom out, that's going to get rid of all the color, and it just dulls it down a bit so I can just see where I've been with this. So I'm going to start off on this one. So make sure I've selected it first. So object mode, select my object, go back to sculpt mode, and you can see here, look, if I can grab it, I can move bits in. Now I don't want to do huge, great, big movements because that would look ridiculous. It's about subtle touches, okay? So just grabbing it in various parts, small little movements. So when you move around, you can see it's just no longer quite circular. Okay, it looks like it's sort of uneven, which is much more sort of realistic and much more in line with the sort of thing that you would find in a park. Okay, so that's the whole thing with hyperrealism and 3D modeling, is you're trying to make things look as real as possible. So when you compare this now, it clearly doesn't look circular anymore. Okay, but that looks a bit more like something that you'd see in a park. And so what you can do is you can go back to object mode, and we can do that for the rest of them. So back to sculpt mode, choose grab, just particularly at the bottom, you think about how it would be flat against the ground. It wouldn't be a perfect circle, would it? So I'm just come around the back. Okay, quite happy with that. And then I would do that for the remaining bits. Okay, so I'll just do that quickly. Okay, so here we go. So I've gone around all of the snowman now, and if I just go back to the viewport shading with material preview in the top right hand corner here, like this, we can get a better idea of how it looks. Okay, so a lot more hyper realistic. One thing I do want to just draw your attention to is if the eyes are supposed to be lumps of coal, then lumps of coal generally aren't round. They're all manner of higgledy-piggledy shapes. So if I was just to go back to, say, this one here and go to sculpt again, then really, feel free to make it as odd shaped as you like, because lumps of coal don't come in any set standard size. So once we got to that point, we've smoothed everything out. We've then added the sculpt to it. What we're going to do now is we're going to just start to sort of build a bit of a scene around it. So what I'll do from here, go back to object mode at the top, and then I'm going to go to add mesh. I'm going to add a plane. And what this is going to do, it's going to just add a base for it to sit on. So I shall make this much larger. Okay. You can see there that it's about halfway through the bottom circle. So what I'm going to do here is in the top right hand corner, you have my axes here. And if I just simply click on the red X like that, what that's going to do is it's going to just center everything like that for me. So then when I go to the move, I can see where this is and I can just line it up on the bottom of the grid like that. So then when I start to pan around again, it's all nice and neatly lined up. Okay, and then if I was being super adventurous, then I could do things like add a tree in or add a house in or something like that. So again, just blink of an eye, and there we go. Hey presto, I've made just a really simple tree, but again, using the shading and the shade smooth, and you can also then go back to the sculpt mode, and you can start to change, have a play around with some of these tools here and see what they can do and see how adventurous you can be.